What up, bro? Yeah, hold on. Yeah. All right, the lighting's... Hello, it's my 41st birthday today, November 17th, 2023. I'm reading a book and I did some additional writing, so this is a mix. Classical assumption. I'm gonna read it for you guys. Classical assumption, 41st birthday in Kerala, India, Marikulam, November 17th, 2023. From the book, Everything is Fucked by Mark Manson, except for when I add my writings when noted with my initials, RMS, Raymond Michael Supan. I'm on the sea here, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean. Okay, let me focus. Good lighting. Ooh, look at these cool shells. All right, side note, I hope you all will respect this. This book touched me very much when I read it this morning, and respect my personal truthful writings that I added. Damn, mosquitoes and sandflies biting me. You could be scared, but don't do the weak thing, cancel culture your relationship with me in retaliation. Oh, it seems like it's gonna rain, dang it. We can talk. Send me a message. This is a huge weight lifted off my shoulders, and the first time I've opened up about these things that I own. My life was largely a creation by me, and I never was coerced or found it necessary to do any of these things. Or do I mean to plagiarize Mark in his incredible book that I added a blurb here. All right. I feel like if I hold it like this, it's a little better. All right, maybe I'll walk around. Sitting down kind of sucks. All right. Once, this is Mark talking, by the way. Once, when asked about his drinking, the musician Tom Waits famously muttered, "I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy." He appeared to be hammered when he said it. Oh, and he was on national television. The frontal lobotomy is a form of brain surgery where a hole is drilled into your skull through your nose with an ice pick. The procedure was invented in 1935 by a neurologist named Antonio Igas Moniz. Igas Moniz discovered that if you took people with extreme anxiety, suicidal depression, or other mental health issues, aka the crises of hope, and maimed their brain in just the right way, they'd chill the fuck out. Igas Moniz believed that the lobotomy, once perfected, could cure all mental illness, and he marketed it to the world as such. By the end of the 1940s, the procedure was a hit, being performed on tens of thousands of patients all over the world. Igas Moniz would even win a Nobel Prize for his discovery. I'm getting all shaken up because people are around me that understand English. This is a crazy video I made. All right, let me focus. He won the Nobel Peace Prize, the guy who invented a lobotomy. Can you believe that? Crazy. All right. By the 1950s, people began to notice that this might sound crazy, sarcasm by this guy. And for your information, I'll note in when I'm talking. Okay, this might seem crazy, but drilling a hole Hold on. See, I'm not an expert filmer. I need a camera crew. Come on, scroll down. There we go. Drilling a hole through someone's face and scraping their brain the same way you clean ice off your windshield can produce a few negative side effects. And by a few negative side effects, I mean a patient became goddamn potatoes. While curing, in quotes, patients of their extreme emotional afflictions, the procedure also left them with an inability to focus, make decisions, have careers, make long-term plans, or think abstractly about themselves. Essentially, they became mindless, satisfied zombies. They became Elliot. So Elliot is a businessman that the author described earlier in the book who had a brain tumor removed and lost his empathy and decision-making afterwards, but not his intellect. All right, those waves are a little loud. Let's go over here. The Soviet Union, of all places, was the first country to outlaw the lobotomy. The Soviets declared the procedure contrary to human principles and claimed that it turned an insane person into an idiot. This sort of wake-up call to the rest of the world. This was sort of a wake-up call to the rest of the world, because let's face it, when Joseph Stalin is lecturing you about ethics and human decency, you know you fucked up. Alright, after that, the rest of the world began slowly to ban the practice of lobotomy. And by the 1960s, pretty much everyone hated it. The last lobotomy would be performed in the United States in 1967, and the patient would die. They fucked it up. They went too deep into the brain. My thought on that. Tom Waits was a blistering alcoholic who spent most of the 1970s trying to keep his eyes open and remember where he left his last cigarettes. He also found time to record 7 brilliant albums in this period. He was both prolific and profound, winning awards and selling millions of records that were celebrated worldwide. He was one of those rare artists, Tom Waits, am I saying the name right? Tom Waits? He was one of those rare artists whose insight into the human condition could be startling. White's quip, a new word for me, about the lobotomy makes us laugh, but there's a hidden wisdom to it. That he'd rather have a problem of passion with the bottle of alcohol than have no passion at all. That it's better to find hope in lowly places than to find none. That without our unruly impulses, we are nothing. People in the 70s were cool, man. My little input. Alright, there's always pretty much been a tacit, another new word for me, assumption that our emotions cause all our problems. And got a little hot out there. Don't wanna upset the British vacationers. Okay. There's always been a tacit assumption that our emotions cause all our problems, and that our reasoning must swoop in to clean up the mess. This line of thinking goes all the way back to Socrates, an ancient Athenian Greek who lived 470 to 399 BC. Socrates declared reason the root of all virtue. At the beginning of the Enlightenment, which was 1685 to 1815 AD in Europe, René Descartes, so he was a Frenchman, lived 1596 to 1650. He grew up near Tours in a village in France and died in Stockholm, Sweden. Alright, Descartes argued that our reason was separate from our animalistic desires, and then it had to learn to control those desires. Immanuel Kant, he was a German, lived 1724 to 1804, from Königsberg, Germany, near Nuremberg. Kant sort of said the same thing. Sigmund Freud, Austrian man. One second. Let me walk back here so I don't disturb any tourists. The locals don't seem to mind me recording. Okay. Sigmund Freud, Austrian man, 1856 to 1939. Wow, he died right when World War II was starting. Born in Przyborczechia, near Ostrova, near the Polish border. That area was part of the Austrian Empire at the time. He died in London. He said it too, except there were a lot of penises involved. He had a weird sexual thing, Freud. He was very strange like that. Okay. And when Egas Monez, the man who invented the lobotomy, he was from Portugal. He's a Portuguese man, lived 1874 to 1995. Wow, long life. Born in Avanca, near Porto. He died in Lisbon. When he lobotomized his first patient in 1935, I'm sure he thought he had just discovered a way to do what, for more than 2,000 years, he had just discovered a way to do... typo. Fixed typo there, sorry. Alright, he thought with the lobotomy, he had just discovered a way to do what, for more than 2,000 years, philosophers had declared needed to be done. A grant reason dominion over the unruly passions, to help humanity finally exercise some damn control over itself. with a lobotomy, cutting out part of your brain. It's insane. All right, the assumption that we must use our rational mind to dominate our emotions has trickled down through the centuries and continues to define much of our culture today. Let's call it the classical assumption. The classical assumption says that if a person is undisciplined, unruly, or malicious, it's because he lacks the ability to subjugate his feelings, that he is weak-willed or just plain fucked up. Okay, me chiming in. I have been called all these things various times by everyone, many people that I've met for the past 41 years. The classic assumption, back to Mark. The classic assumption sees passion and emotion as flaws, errors within the human psyche that must be overcome and fixed with the self. Today we usually judge people based on the classic assumption. Obese people are ridiculed and shamed, fat people, because their obesity is seen as a failure of self-control. They know they should be thin, yet they continue to eat. Why? See, judging people all the time. These little beach shacks, I got a little tired walking around and a little hot in the sun. Okay, me chiming in. People fat shame me all the time, actually. I'm in pretty good shape. I could run really far, I could lift lots of weights, I could play many sports. 41 years old. I have a little bit of a beer belly, but people actually online and in person do it to me all the time. It's really kind of crazy, you know. I do have a form of anorexia, you know, that's lessened with age, and I have this body dysmorphia, mainly because my family is all overweight. It's a fear of being fat. So, you know, this classical assumption of judging people I'm talking about, something must be wrong with someone who's a fat, we assume. Smokers, cigarette smokers, same deal. So me again, I smoke cigarettes from 2002 to 2010 daily. First thing in the morning, after meals, while driving, after a workout, while intoxicated on various things. I still sneak a cigarette in maybe 5 to 10 times a year, sometimes a little more, I admit it. Sometimes only 1 time or less a year. I think I went like 3 years for a while there, not even 1 cigarette. How I quit was running. It cleared my lungs out. That was it. All right, this is the real crazy part. Probably gonna move spots because I don't know. I'm opening up about something in my life for the first time ever, of my past experiences in California. Not something weird, but something that I went through for many years. I've never talked about it ever, so I'm going to now. All right. What does he say? Okay, drug addicts receive the same treatment as a cigarette smoker and as a fat person. They're judged with the classical assumption. Something must be wrong with them. And of course, drug addicts often also receive the extra stigma of being defined as criminals. I'm gonna do this right here on the beautiful sea. Okay. I was a drug addict several times in my life. 1998 through 2008, 10 years. And I'm here, motherfucker. It's my 41st birthday. I didn't die. I'm not in prison. I didn't overdose like all you fucking people out there. Fuck all y'all. I was a very bad drug addict for 10 years. No, I'm sorry. Am I doing the math right? Yeah, 10 years. And I'm in India right now. All right, let's talk about this story. 1998 and 2000, doctor prescribed from a meniscus tear basketball injury. November 18, 1998, kidney stone, June 1999, broken hand American football injury, November 1999. A doctor is the first one who made me a drug addict. Prescription of opiate, Vicodin, muscle relaxer, Valium, and several other prescription drugs. The doctor told me to take 7 pills per day. I swear to God, I was 15 years old. 15 years old. All right, sometimes I took like 1 to 2, sometimes I took 10. So I had some breaks, you know, where I didn't use these pills. Next round, 2000 and 2001. I had a marijuana addiction. Marijuana addiction is real. People act like marijuana is not dangerous. It is. Could be. Not really, but addictive. All right. So I had some breaks where I wouldn't smoke that much, but from 2000, yeah, maybe 99, around 99 to 2001, I would have a few breaks of weeks or days, months where I didn't smoke, but mostly every day during that time I smoked marijuana addiction. Pipes, bongs, joints, and then many heavy blunts, which is a mini cigar tobacco leaf filled with cannabis. Daily, sometimes, usually over 1 to 4 grams a day. That was off and on again until about 2008, but this was the height of that, 2000, 2001. Also, I was a cannabis dealer. Also, heavy MDMA ecstasy use and sales at that time, and heavy LSD and psilocybin mushroom use at this time. Whew, this is the first time I'm talking about this in public. It's kind of crazy. I just have to do it, now or never. All right, 2002. Smoked methamphetamine addiction, 4 to 5 months. 1 gram or less a day. 2004 to 2006, snorted cocaine addiction. Daily, 0.5 gram to 5 grams, sometimes more a day. A few days off. Other drugs sometimes mixed in, especially alcohol, which is a drug. Also, often Oxycontin, which I crushed and snorted, which is a prescription drug, and much more extra drugs also tried in this time. Also, I was a cocaine dealer. 2007, 2008, smoked methamphetamine. This time it was heavier than the last time, 1 to 5 grams a day. One short break in 2007 for 3 to 4 months. I was also a methamphetamine dealer. August 2008, it all ended. Moved away from my city. Only occasionally have I done any of these things since then. Maybe 10 times total. 20 times, something like that. A few times, 2009, you know, I would go back home to my hometown or whatever. I don't want to talk about that. All right, it ended. August 2008, September 2008. Right when I voted for President Obama that year. Right after I got out of the drug world. It's like I died and went to heaven. I moved cities. I went to this beach area in California, away from the Bay Area. Anyways, I'm alive. An estimated $50,000 to $100,000 made and spent or more, I'd say, in that time. And up to 5,000 co-conspirators of all races, ages, ethnicities that I used and sold to, maybe more. I am fucking alive. I have been. Stuck to my guns. Never shot anyone or got in a very violent situation. I've never actually shot a gun before. Oh, never. I always said my rule, I'll add this here. If a huge, massive war is about to break out, which I've never experienced, that feeling in my chest, let's do it. I'm up for some training. That's never happened in my 41 years of life. Everyone's all scared. No huge, massive war is breaking out near you unless you're living in certain areas right now. If you live in those areas, learn how to shoot a gun. All right. I stuck to my guns and never did 3 drugs I said I never would. Crack cocaine, heroin, and PCP. I stuck to my guns and never injected drugs into my veins. 3 major rules that I had. I knew people who were shot, stabbed to death, overdosed and died, went to jail and prison, killed by police, or never heard from again. I was in a short high-speed chase in Cupertino, California, with a sheriff, and I decided to give up, slowed my car down, got out, knees on the ground, hands on my head, but I had to pull up my pants. The cop said, "Damn it, man, I almost shot you. I thought you had a gun in your waistband. I didn't shoot you because you're white," he said to me. I swear to God. Oh. Okay. Could have died that day. I knew not to make too much money or get too well known because I could go to prison or get killed. So I purposefully stayed low to mid-level and played like I was dumb. A dumb white boy, and clueless and non-violent to throw people off. Many other substances were mixed in with all these times, but there was a main drug each time that I was addicted to. Prescription, opiates, marijuana, meth, coke, then meth again. All right, 10,000 miles, 30,000 kilometers. I don't know the thing right now. driven in 4 cars by me during these times. 1989 black Ford Thunderbird, 1987 brown Oldsmobile Cutlass, 1992 gray Mitsubishi Diamante, 2006 gold or 7, I don't know, gold Toyota Corolla, and 50 other cars I drove for various reasons that I won't get into. Estimate 50 other cars. I met prostitutes, both women and men. I still have never paid a prostitute in my life. I met many underage drug users, 18 and under. I saw the highs and the lows of everything. It was an experience. I lived this. One guy out there somewhere still owes me 50 bucks, but all other debts have been paid. A so-called friend wrote a fake check on my name one time. I had to pay people back money in quite embarrassing ways a few times, I admit. I stole some things, you know, petty things, but I admit it. I was jacked, which means got some stuff stolen from me 3 times. Let's get some good lighting. Get in the sun here, why not? I can't really see this that well, that's okay. All right, when I was 17 years old, maybe a little bit 18, I got marijuana stolen from me when I was a dealer 3 times. Once in Santa Cruz, California, once outside my high school at night by a group of guys from Sunnyvale, California, and once in Dublin, Ireland. In Dublin, Ireland, it's a crazy story. As an 18-year-old, I found a guy that would sell me around 50 MDMA ecstasy pills, and I sold them on the street in the city to tourists and Irish people to get extra spending money. God damn it. Can't believe that. I was stopped by police once with 2 guys I was selling to, and they saw my California ID and let me go. Craziness. Oh well. Alright, I met murderers. I saw the guns. I heard the guns go off. I never actually saw someone shot in person until 2011. Man, the video is much clearer now. Damn it. Well, you heard me. If any of you people watch this, I doubt anyone will watch this. 2011, I saw a man shot in front of me in Flatbush, Brooklyn, New York City. And again, I saw someone shot in 2013 in Coney Island, Brooklyn. Kind of. It wasn't like I was standing right face to face, but I could tell what was happening. Only 2 guns were pulled on me, thankfully, not used, by 2 so-called friends also. So, one was an El Salvadorian guy from East Palo Alto with a Magnum pistol when I was in a car with my girlfriend at the time there, and he stuck his head out of his car, rolling by me with a ski mask on, and I sped off. Then, in person, that was like in 2005, I think? In person in 2007, I think, a black guy, a flat, half Puerto Rican, half black, from Cupertino, California, with a loaded Ruger 9mm pistol, put it to my head while he was screaming about something. Who knows what. And I remained calm, and he put it down. I was robbed of around $800 cash one time by some asshole I went to middle school with at a party when I fell asleep in a West San Jose apartment near Midi High School in 2005. My car was broken into in downtown San Jose in 2005. I lost about $400 worth of product and chased the guy down, jumping a fence where I cut my hand on the barbed wire and stopped chasing him. My car was broken into in 2008, Campbell, California, and meant almost all my clothes and possessions were stolen, including my CD collection, while I was inside doing some business, some apartment complex there. I lived out of my car, homeless, for 3 to 4 months. I quasi worked in the music industry between 2004 and 2006, met Grammy Award winning rock stars, I met successful rappers, I met mafia members or families of mafia people from various ethnicities, I met cartel members like from the Sinaloa Mexican cartel, I met several gang members from Norteño and Sureño Mexican street gangs, I met thieves and scammers, Hells Angels and other biker gang members, neo-Nazis, IRA, Irish Republican Army members, PLO, Palestinian Liberation members, Israeli, Russian, Mexican, Bosnian Mafia members, and probably many more that I just didn't know. And Jesus Christ. Why am I making this? I don't know. It's my birthday today. Getting this off my chest, shoulder. It's true. I swear it's true. You don't have to You don't think so, I know. You're just some rich white boy, some white boy from Cupertino. That's what everyone will always say to me. You're just some white boy. Shut up, man. You don't know what you're talking about. Fuck you, man. I do know what I'm talking about. All right. I met many people with families and good jobs, but secret hidden lives. My identity was stolen, and a man acted like he was me with a fake ID with his face on it and my name, and charged $900 to a cell phone account, tried to get an apartment, a bunch of other crazy stuff. I never snitched. I was arrested at least 30 times. Total lifetime jail days, I estimate 107 to 110 days total. Not all together, longest at once was 40 days. I did rehab, mental hospitals, but never felony prison. I saw a 9-year-old boy smoking meth with his brother one time. That was great. It would take me all day to have a week by week account of all these times. Maybe one day I'll do it, try. Not a lot of pictures, not a lot of connection or anyone I still know from these times that were with me, around me the whole time. Definitely nobody. I was always with various different groups and various people, usually on my own. Not countless beautiful people and good but downtrodden souls. Thousands of people helped me and cared for me, including Sunny, Jesus Christ, an Indian American girl who went to my same high school, 6 years younger than me, who died a few years ago, who fought her own demons. 10,000 crazy experiences, in millionaire houses to dangerous neighborhood dope houses, all in the Bay Area. Sacramento a little bit too. Mostly South Bay Area, California, Silicon Valley, USA. This is the first ever time I've been open about this. I cannot be employed by many jobs for the 10 or so misdemeanors on my rap sheet. Another reason I am out of the USA, and I'm not a wealthy, successful man. I'm not the man of 15 years ago, but at the same time I am. Hello, dog. At the same time I am. My eyes and body saw and experienced these things. Age 15 to 28. The same guy you know online, or knew or know me in person, or maybe you met me before. This is my truth. All right, back to Mark's writing. You know, just a little added blurb here. I had the opportunity to be very rich doing this. And I had the opportunity to be absolutely ruthless if I wanted to, and very violent and crazy. All the people that would make fun of me and everything, and you know, say this and that. You're a white boy, you're a rich kid, you're this, you're that, you don't know what you're doing, you're stupid. You know, tell you the truth, I really did think about killing a lot of people. I admit it. One guy in particular that I really almost did. I wonder where he is now. He's even still alive. I remember his name. I'm not gonna say his name. Alright, back to Mark's writing. Depressed, suicidal people are subjected to the classical assumption in a way that's dangerous. Being told that their inability to create hope and meaning in their lives is their own damn fault. That maybe, if they just tried a little harder, hanging themselves by the necktie wouldn't sound so appealing. We are succumbing to our emotional impulses as a moral failing. We see a lack of self-control as a sign of a deficient character. Conversely, we celebrate people who beat their emotions into submission. We get collective hard-ons, a male erect penis, an idiom meaning we get excited and happy as a society. We celebrate athletes, Steph Curry, a guy I really like. Businessmen, Elon Musk. Leaders, Donald Trump, who are ruthless and robotic in their efficiency. If a CEO sleeps under his desk and doesn't see his kids for 6 weeks at a time, fuck yeah, that's determination. See, anyone could be successful. Clearly, it's not hard to see how the classic assumption can lead to some damaging assumptions. If the classic assumption is true, then we should be able to exhibit self-control, prevent emotional outbursts and crimes of passion. I do crimes of passion, I admit it. And starve off addiction and indulgences through mental effort alone. And any failure to do so reflects something inherently faulty or damaged within us. This is why we often develop the false belief that we need to change who we are. Because if we can't achieve our goals, if we can't lose the weight or get the promotion or learn the skill, then that signifies some internal deficiency. Therefore, in order to maintain hope, we decide we must change ourselves, become somebody totally new and different. This desire to change ourselves then refills us with hope. The old me couldn't shake that terrible smoking habit, but the new me will. And we're off to the races again. It's like an endless cycle. The constant desire to change yourself then becomes its own sort of addiction. Each cycle of changing yourself results in similar failures of self-control, therefore making you feel as you need to change yourself all over again. Each cycle refuels you with hope you're looking for. Meanwhile, the classic assumption, the root of the problem, is never addressed or questioned, let alone thrown out. Like a bad case of acne, the whole industry has sprouted up over the past couple of centuries around this. Change yourself idea. The industry is replete with false premises and clues to the secrets of happiness, success, and self-control. Yet all the industry does is reinforce the same impulses that drive people to feel inadequate in the first place. The truth is that the human mind is far more complex than any secret, and you can't simply change yourself. Nor, I would argue, would you always feel you must. We cling to this narrative about self-control because the belief that we're in complete control of ourselves is as simple as knowing what to change. We want to believe that the ability to do something is as simple as deciding to do it and mustering enough willpower to get there. We want to believe ourselves to be the masters of our own destiny, capable of anything we can dream. This is what made Antonio Damasio, who was a guy from 1944, he's still alive, from Lisbon, Portugal, that moved to America. Antonio discovered the Elliot guy who had a brain tumor removed and lost his empathy after, but he was still smart, just to catch up. This is what made that guy study such a big deal. It showed that the classical assumption is wrong. If this classical assumption was true, if life were as simple as learning to control one's emotions and make decisions based on reason, then the tumor guy, Elliot, should have been an unstoppable badass, tirelessly industrious, and a ruthless decision maker. Similar, if the classic assumption and a ruthless decision maker, if the classic assumption were true, lobotomies would still be all the rage. We'd all be saving up for a lobotomy just as we do for boob jobs. But lobotomies don't work, and Elliot, the tumor guy's life was ruined. The fact is that we require more than willpower to achieve self-control. It turns out that our emotions are instrumental in our decision-making and our actions, and we just don't realize it. Happy birthday to me. Weight lifted off my shoulder. One of hundreds, a little bit. This means okay in India. These guys are laughing, they're happy, good. Well, beautiful sea, I'm gonna go swimming now, peace.